Hi, I'm Ella. Welcome to my channel. I received my pre-order copy of Carrie Fletcher's All That She Can See on Tuesday, and I liked it so much that I decided I had to do a review of it. Also, as a little nod to the novel, I am actually wearing my pyjamas while I'm doing this review. If you haven't read it yet, you'll understand when you do. Also, as just a little nod to Carrie, they're actually my Les Mis pyjamas. So, and the flowers like the Revolution colours as well. Now, I had seen the cover in pictures and videos and everything, and I really liked it, but when I actually got hold of it, the first thing that I thought of was, oh my god, this cover, it's like Waitress. Like, if Waitress had a book cover that wasn't like what they have on like their piano books and stuff, I feel this would be very representative. So I really loved that. And to be honest, while I was reading it, for a good chunk of it, like at least the first half, I could not get the song What Baking Can Do out of my head. Like, it just would not go, and it just seemed so fitting. How Jenna's just putting all of her emotions into her baking, exactly like Carrie does, and it just seemed so fitting, and oh my god, it was great. Another little nod to musicals. It's very briefly mentioned, another character very briefly as a flower shop owner, and they employ two people, and the people who they employ, their surname is Seymour. And I was just like, flower shop, Seymour? This is like Little Shop of Horrors, like, I have no idea if it was on purpose or not, but I loved it. Also, in the vein of musicals, like, just the overall feeling that I got from it, like while I was reading, it just gave me the feeling that I get when I go see musicals. Not necessarily that I think it should work as a musical on stage, the nice vibes that I got from it, like how it made me feel while I was reading it, is the same way that I feel when I go see shows. Carrie mentioned in a live chat she did on You Now the other night that she really liked the idea of magic in everyday life, and like it's there if you look for it kind of thing, and how that features in her books. I really enjoyed it in the last book, but some of the things, just for me, didn't seem as if they could happen. They seemed too out there, it didn't seem believable, and that's one of the things that I really like about having the magic in everyday life situations, is that it does feel believable. So I was just a little sad about that, really. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy her other book, I loved it so much, but I just felt that in this one, in her latest one, she got the balance absolutely spot on. I just felt that everything that happened was believable, and it kind of came in increments, and none of the things came from nowhere. There was explanation behind it, or there were things that led up to it that made it feel believable. So I really enjoyed that, because all the little bits of magic and everything, none of it felt too far out of reach. It all felt like it could be something that happens, and I just love that feeling. So, on to the spoilery bits of this review. If you haven't read it yet, go do it. Unless you just really enjoy being spoiled, which just doesn't seem fun to me. I really loved the whole concept of the embodiment of feelings, and almost in a way mental disorders, and I think it was done very tactfully. For me, I just found that it gave the message that yes, people are going through horrible times, and no, there isn't some magical cure. The only thing that we can do is to help each other. I think Margie giving her speech about halfway through was really powerful, because it showed exactly how helping each other, and it really can help each other. Margie helped people in the same way that Cherry's baking did, except she didn't need a bit of magic, because all she was doing was bringing people together and doing something for others. And for me, that was really what the message was. It didn't matter what Cherry was putting in her baking. She was there for other people. She was doing small kindnesses for people, even something just like seeing someone's feeling down and giving them a piece of cake. The smallest thing can make such a big difference. It didn't matter what she was putting in. It was just that she was there for them. And that was the message I got from it, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was handled so well, on a vein of other things that I felt were handled really well. At one point when Carrie has a panic attack, normally those things, I stay away from them like the plague. Like, it's just such a tricky area for me. Like, I always feel so uncomfortable when I'm like reading or like seeing anything about it online, because everyone experiences it differently, and sometimes it can just feel that people are out there saying, no, this is what a panic attack is. If your panic attack isn't exactly like this, then you're not having a panic attack, you're not suffering, kind of thing. I think she handled it so tactfully and so well. Like, she just said that the panic attack was starting and then left it there, and so it's completely up to the reader to then decide how they see that panic attack going through. And so I think anyone can sort of relate to it, and no one feels like what their experiences are of it are invalid. See, I felt some really tricky concepts and topics were dealt with, but they were just handled so well. I felt that one or two things felt a little bit rushed, such as the romance and kind of the end conflict. But I think that's probably more to do with the speed that I was reading at rather than the novel's pacing. I don't know, I finished it in about 2 hours? So that might have had something to do with it. I think maybe I just read too fast for my own good sometimes. Oh well. So, all in all, I thought this was an excellent novel. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. I thought it had just the right balance of mixing in this magic with real life and also some quite tricky topics, and still managed to give me like nice musical vibes. So I would thoroughly recommend, if you haven't already got yourself a copy, what are you doing? Go out and buy yourselves one. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on it were. Do you agree with me, disagree? I'd love to know. Who doesn't love having discussions about great books? Give it a like if you also enjoyed the book, and make sure to subscribe to keep updated when my latest videos come out. Until next time, bye!